Okie doke. So today I needed to practice with this tangle myself because I saw it and I've seen other people play with it. I'm like, okay, I don't think it's a tough Tangle Tuesday thing. It's more at all except for the fragment section. So we might not touch on that, but I'll at least present it. So I thought we would do Snack from CZT Tomas Padros. And he has some things that are not so hard. It seems like whenever I see, oh, it's Thomas. Oh, I better take a look at that real close because I love his work. But there's been a couple that we've done so far, and some that I have on the list for our Tough Tangle Tuesday that I want to explore. But Snack isn't too bad. It's on a difficulty level. It was actually a lot easier than I had in my head, and sometimes it's just good to just try it and just don't listen to the head. That's my advice to myself. So what I'm going to do, and again, I see a lot more have joined. Welcome again, and if and I'm laughing because I'm reading the chat, and just we'll absolutely open our big mouths, or big fingers for typing. And that's for helping people in the chat. So again, welcome. If you're just joining, feel free to say hi, where you're from, and where you're from in the chat. And if you're new to Zentangle or just new to us, let us know. And no, Christine, it's not listed there yet. I'm going to do that after today's class. I should probably put up like maybe the next two, so that way I'm one ahead. But it's not up there yet, but it will be. And it's always unless something weird comes up, it's the third Tuesday of the month. And that's what that is. All right. So even though I don't see that anyone has been brave enough to say that they're new to Zentangle or new to us, and I only ask just, because I'm nosy, and it just helps me to make sure that I explain things better, such as our process. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and we'll talk through the tangle and options. I'll show you some of Thomas's work, so that way you can decide how you want to do this. If you're working on, you can work on a sketchbook, work on whatever you want. You can just play with it as practice, or play with it as something that you're going to have like a finished tile or a finished work. It's entirely up to you. Use color, use just black and white, shades of gray, like traditional. All again up to you, and we will have fun. And hi to Sharona and Kat and Marie. Well, we missed you too.
Hi, nice to see you again. We'll follow up. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, Rika. Well, thank you. And it is at Marapai, I hope. So I hope that pronounced that right. But hi and welcome. All right, so let me put the link in the chat so that way you can access it later. That's one. Oh, so sometimes I do that when I'm talking, but I didn't this time. And thanks, Storm. All right, so Snack, it's just a big S. And oh, okay, Marapai, fantastic. Well, you know what? I think you're our first from Argentina. Someday I have to I started creating a list from where everybody's from, and I found an online map program that you can kind of like stick pins in. And I have always thought that would be fun, and I really need to make myself set apart some time to do that, because what a hoot. And Rika from Italy, and I think that you were our first maybe from Italy too, so very, very cool. We have an international crowd, and it's awesome. All right, so it starts off with just a little dot, or a small orb, and then this can really be done in one step. Then from there, we're going to come around to make a nice kind of fancy S, and then land with an orb. And I'll show you how I do it. If you have a different, a different way, or you could, if you could always add the orbs afterwards, I suppose, if you wanted to. Then we're going to add a couple little curved lines coming, basically connecting where we come out from the top of the S and where we come from the bottom of the S, going to the place where we cross over. And then if you want to, you could add some rounding in those the little corners. He put optional, so either way, that's fine. And then add some shading. And then then we play. So this, I put them in a pile and added some orbs in between. And I did some of the variations that he shared, and I'll share Thomas's work so that way you'll see it all clean. Now, there are a couple things that he also shares. He shares it as a fragment, and I thought that was rather interesting. And I'm one of those. I'm debating. I'm thinking I might do this as a border, and then on the inside do it as the fragment. The fragment I found was a little. It took a little focus and just had to think about it, because all you're doing is you have your grid, divide the box in half, and then it was just this part, just almost like a little fescue, right? The dot or the little orb, and then the curve line going down. But what you have to think of with this is the bigger picture, because we're going to do rounding in all of the corners. I was wanting to put this on the blank edge, and it wouldn't work. So it's like you have to think, okay, dot, and I'm, here I'm coming around big, and I'm gonna, hit this, and come around this way. So you have to think or think of it in a big spiral just to be able to position this correctly. I'll show it, and that way, if you want to do it, great. If not, that's great too. Okay, so here is, and I'm putting this link in the chat also, to Tangle Patterns. And it seems like maybe 3 weeks ago she had sent this out as the Tangle. If you are not subscribed to Linda's tanglepatterns.com, I highly encourage it. It's a nice repository. One of really only a few that I have found. I think there's only one other one that I know of. And that's I think German. It's a .de, but I don't know that they have an email list that they send out. But anyway, this is a great repository. I like watching the banner, and I'll find something there that's of interest, note the name, and then find it here in the alphabetical list. Because if you click on here, it just resets the whole thing. All right, so scrolling down so this way you can see Thomas's work. You know what? There's also an Instagram post, his Instagram account. I'll put that in the link also. So if you're on Instagram and you're not following him, that's a good idea too. He just does such lovely work and goes into such nice detail with it. So here he shows some of the ideas to create your own snack. And like this one does not have the rounding. This one has the rounding. This one did, what did he do there? Oh, just more of a spiral in the center. So you could do that. This is how mine end up, just odd shaped. And this was interesting. So instead of doing the curve line where he shows it here, just doing a large one. So there's a lot of fun that can be had. And then, of course, decorating it how you like. He gives some options there. Here, and then here it is. Well, at first, when I first saw this, it made me think of brains. So I didn't want to. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this one. I wasn't thinking of it as like Cheetos or a puffed snack, because I think this picture was the first thing that I saw. So I apologize for putting that in your head. Pillsbury Doughboy, I like that, but I'm going to think about that better.
Good intestines.
It just has that look. And what I think is so fascinating about this is that when you look at it done, it doesn't look like to realize that it starts with an S shape, And it's just because of the rounding and putting those two little curves in. It's so neat how he does things. So that is one picture. So here it is again as the fragment, and he has it. I mean, that's just neat how he has that in a circle like that. And then of course more possibilities. So you could, if you can figure out how to do it in a half, he's mentioning that. You could do it as a triangle fragment, do it as a border. And I kind of like that idea. Or I like this, doing it back and, mirrored, and it looks like hearts. So it's just a really, really neat tangle. Oh, and let me get to here. I was going to share this. This is really the same stuff. It's just, he might have had one extra thing. And the reason, for anyone, if you are new, the reason I share all of this is because we're just going to go to town with it, and this will give you inspiration to do whatever you want with it. Oh, he goes into a little bit more detail here on the triangular fragment, and then
will you put that link in also, Heather?
Yeah,
please?
It's in there. Yep, I had just put it in there. And so this is a tangulation. That's the only thing that isn't on the tangle patterns, is this tangulation, which is just kind of neat. So there we go. Let's see. All right, so let me stop that share. Yeah, so all of the links are in there. I was thinking maybe he had more examples, but he kind of does, and it's a little bit bigger on Instagram, so it's a little larger, easier to see than on the tangle patterns. So super neat. All right, now to decide what color, what thing do I want to work on. I am leaning towards the black, just because it's been a while, and since I'm going to do that, oh well, heck, I might as well go all, let's see, use colors. I always like to just use the white. I'm thinking neon, but we'll throw the orange out in there. Okay. So I for sure am going to start off with it as a border, so that way we're doing it right from the from the way it's his initial pattern. And I'm thinking, well, see, this is why black, white, shades of gray is good, because then you don't have to think about, well, what color do I want to use first? Okay. So I'm just going to start it right here. Let me wipe that off. I'm adding now orange to my pile of color in the corner. Okay. So as I mentioned, it starts off with a little dot. I'm going to come in a little bit here. And then I have to think about it. Oh, and the other thing, I do mine, like, I seem to like what would that be? Actually counterclockwise. You can also flip this up by doing it the other direction, the S shape. So you can mirror that as you want, not necessarily next to each other like was on the one thing. All right, so I seem to have just a one way. Okay, so here's my dot, and I'm coming out around and up. And then crossing for the S part, mine are going to be large. Like so. And I keep telling myself, go slow. Don't worry about it. That's all good. And then once you have this, and then as you saw, you get to decide how you want to position these curve lines. I'm just having it come out of here like that. This one would be the same. And you know, as I'm looking, oh no, there was something that I saw on one of his that made me think that like as if there was a rhyme or reason for these, and there's not. And then if you want to add the rounding, and you can always add the rounding after the fact, but it's all these little corners that you can just, you know, put a curve, add a little weight in there. Actually, this one I'm gonna adjust. Okay, this is the challenge with the pen. I'm just going over it again slowly. Ooh, I could do multiple colors. That could be fun. All right. So then the challenge is putting one next to each other, but don't worry about it too much. That's what I found. So placing your and Marpy, I'm gonna mute you real quick. I was getting some background noise, and let me also just double check here. Oh, and I see. Oh, Luna is spinning. Because I kept seeing it look like she was typing. All right. So doing it as a border or just doing it as a pile. Like just find a place to start. And there's our orb and coming out. And then this, you can reach it up like this to touch wherever, you know, if you want to have them butted up next to each other. And it's one of those, it's all okay because this is rather whimsical anyway. So it doesn't matter if, you know, if this part is larger than this, it all looks nice. Unless you're using a weird gel pen. Maybe when it, probably when it dries, it'll look a little bit. Some of these, I'll tell you, with the gel pen, I'm not sure how you get over the stopping and starting, you know, so it doesn't look all sloppy. That's so funny. This one just looks like it's two things here. I like the idea of the rounding and just and adding a little bit of weight in those. And then, so since like I said, I was going to do this one as a border, and I'm going to do it more as a straight border. If I can just put this right in the middle-ish here. Well, I think I'm going around the wrong. That's okay. That's okay, she tells herself. I think normally I would do something else. Now I don't even remember. Well, let's just have this go to here, this go to here, and it's all good. Oops. I might just make this one. Yeah, that's where I usually come down under and then go up. Then around. There we go. And what's so fun about this is that you don't have to they're not going to be necessarily exactly the same unless you're super, you know, super good, super careful, or, you know, just able to, you know, replicate it. I think I like this one the best so far. This one now is, let's see. Oh, because if I make this rounding there, I just needed to have that extra little curlicue in there. Okay. Oh yeah, Storm says great opportunities for auraing as well. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, and both inside the pattern, because there's the one that he shows where kind of coming from the inside here and doing an aura on the inside, and then of course, yeah, outside. Mm. Well, I don't know that I'm going to be able to fit. Should I make one giant one? I don't think I can make two small ones here, so it's going to be one big one. The trick of doing it as a border, right? Having it fit, it works. I didn't finish doing these, putting in the little rounding here. And what's I say the other nice thing is that oh, just because I'm looking at the time thinking, oh well, I can probably do a couple, but I'm going to do maybe just a 4 square in the center, so that way if anyone is wanting to do the fragment idea, I can at least show you. And again, don't have to. It just I think it looked really really neat, and it's just another nice option. I like this rounding. I like it, and then especially since I started doing it, I kind of have to continue. I'm going to let all that dry because it seems like with this pen, as it dries, it changes a little bit, and then I can always go over it again. Oh, let's see. I'm feeling like this color. Okay. Just neat. And then, oh, let's see. Actually, I can share some shading ideas. Maybe I'll do it on another page because there are a couple ways that we can shade. Actually, I can add the highlights instead of shading. So I'm just going to put in here a box. Across. And I think I will. Yeah, I like how I did it, so I'm gonna do it the same way. So I'm gonna put the diagonals in, but I'm gonna alternate them. Because you could have them, all going the same direction, and that's fine. I just thought it was kind of fun to change the ideas. Oh, and Kelly says, yeah, if you wanted to make it more even, you could put the dots in first and then add the swirls. Yeah, exactly. Because then you have some place to aim for. So if you wanted to, yeah, put them kind of evenly. Good idea, Kelly. And Zelda, well, I'll second Zelda's great idea. Okay. Yeah, so it still says Luna is typing. I think is Luna having connectivity issues? Oh no, you're on. Okay. Because before when it said that and it was I went back and looked and it was uh, just doing the spinny thing. Okay, so if you want to try the grid, this is one of those where I just have to think about it for a minute. So this, I mean, and you can just at least put the dot in wherever, because that's going to be just kind of in the center. And then what I think is a good idea is maybe to air draw it, because you can see this path. So it's almost like we're not even drawing a half of one. It's just you have to know which side to go to. So for this one, I'm going to go to the bottom, because if I was continuing drawing it, I would go this way. It's kind of like, well, this is the direction the spiral is going to go. Although I suppose if I did it this way, Oh, the challenge would be if I draw the little curve line this way, it's not going to work. So you just have to think this one out, and then once you get it, you kind of get it. A little bit bigger because this is a thick pen. And I'm just going to do this one side. So once you have this, then it's rounding of all of the corners, filling in, and just focusing in on one triangle at a time. And then on that initial curve line, we're going to round it the other direction. And you can see how it's created what looks like half of this. Uh-oh. Can you hear me now? Sound test. Oh, you can hear me now. Oh, is the yes now you can? All right. Whoo. Okay, good. That's weird. Okay. And Luna, yeah, not hearing you, but seeing you typing now, so that's good. That's good. Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. Oh. Okay, Inez. Well, that's really weird. Did anyone else join in through Meetup? Because I know I went and I adjusted the code way before. So, yeah. So let me know, because I know that there's some others that come in through there. But you know, when I went to Meetup to begin with, then let's see. Just looking here. La la la. The other trick is with this in the grid. You don't. Once you get the one figured out, then it's good, because then we're just going to go opposite. So this was on the top. So as long as I move that up to the top, then I know that this one is coming here on the bottom. And then I can duplicate that over here. I'm always looking for ways to think less. So, so that helps. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know if anyone else had that problem with getting bumped out. It's always a bandwidth issue, and you know, and then, well, I don't know if it affects it or not. One of those, I always shut down as many things as I can on my computer, so that way it's not interfering. And that does seem to help. But, and that actually kind of helps with the bandwidth. But yeah, getting booted out, I'm not sure if that's going to help that or not. Oh, but I was about to say, Inez, when I went in to change the code, it said, it gave me this page is not available. And, you know, like, do you want to find it on the Wayback Machine? And it's like, well, that's the link I always, you know, the browser link thing that I always use. And then I, you know, put it in again, and it was fine. So I don't know if maybe if it's a Meetup issue. I don't know.
I don't know what it was. It kept telling me that the meeting was already finished.
Yeah, that's odd, because yeah, because the code is the current one. So I know on Eventbrite I had an issue like that, and I seem to think that maybe it was not letting people in after the fact, like, because it's going through their program. I'm not sure how all that works, but
that's okay. I'll sit through this one, and then I'll come back at 7 o'clock, Heather.
Okay.
If I can.
Okay, I hope you can. Well, and are you? Oh no.
I'm on my iPad now.
Oh, okay. Okay. And when you click the link, well, I'll say we can always chat offline, because I know you should be getting an automatic email from the platform itself. And yeah, hopefully that is also that's working. But yeah,
I don't think it sent me that one this time around. I
Oh,
just got the email that you sent through my Yahoo.
okay. Okay, yeah, and we can yeah, fix all that. Oh, technology. We have such fine words for you, technology, some days when you don't work. Oh, well, and well, let's see. Oh, we still have time. So, yeah, so I'll probably start another one since this one is close to being done. And yeah, so for anyone, especially if you've gotten bumped out or Inez, if you need it, put the links in here again. And I'll just put the Instagram one in for the second. That way you got it. Well, yeah, and Zelda, yeah, the trick is also use the current link. Well, yeah, we say yeah when I put the even when I put the current link in, it seems like it doesn't want to save. Right, let's see. So this was, yep. But this in the grid, it creates an interesting look, and I and it's like I like it. It's like we're drawing halves, but I like the look of it. I wanted to give this a whirl also. Oh, I'm here. I might as well do this one. And I'm happy this pen is behaving. Oh, and yeah. Well, sometimes these gel pens, they just need to soak in because it's like the rest of it's looking a little bit better as well. Then the opposite. So much to play with on this one, like the sizes, the or just not worrying about it, let it go as wonky as it's going to go. Yeah, it's just neat. And so, as I mentioned, let's use this. Oh. Hi, Linda. If you don't mind, we'll have you turn off your webcam for now. And let's see, and yes, and for anyone just joining or joined in late, I did just put the links in the chat. I want to show some shading stuff, and then I think I might start another one so that way you can get caught up because since we have some time here. And okay, fantastic. All right. So this, let's see. And I'm using my soapstone because I kind of want it to be subtle. Or so I think anyway. It might come back and who knows. All right. So I kind of like the idea. So looking at, let's do the center first. I'm just going to put a little bit of, and so, I'm using a soapstone. You could insert graphite in the same place, in the same way. There we go. Actually, it's almost like I've ordered it because I did bring this out a little ways. Let's see, how do I like that? Oh, that looks kind of neat. But it's kind of neat, you know, if you start the graphite out a little ways from the very edge, or you could do it right on the edge, and then it would give it, if you're wanting to use graphite, it would give it a nice curve. Because I'm spreading it out quite a bit. Oh, that's kind of interesting. And then let's see. I do here. Just try. And, you know, for doing it regular, I just want to see if I like this or not. You can kind of pick an edge. Like I'm picking essentially the bottom edge, and by that I mean, ooh. So looking at it, you know, as one thing. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. I think it will be easier. Let me. Oh, do I not have? Oh, that's okay if I don't have light. Let me do a new one. And then two, anyone needs to get caught up can get caught up. So this is the initial thing, and this one I think I might just pile a bunch here. So starting with a little dot. I was debating on, do I want to try the idea that Kelly had. All right. And I don't know why I always have to like look at something because to get this first curve. So I'm just I'm making a giant one here in the middle, and then I'm going to fill around it. I didn't have a plan in my head. Oh, and thanks, Jen. Yeah, I'm gonna finish that in a second, but I still wanted to make sure to at least share it with the graphite idea. Okay, so it's this dot, big fancy S, ending with a dot as well. And I like Kelly's idea of you could always, you know, if you wanted to space it out, if you're, you know, putting in, you know, like a border like this, you could just put the dots and then, you know, get your S and connect the dots. And then just this little curve line here. And there were other options, of course, that Thomas had for us. I'm going to put the rounding in because I like it. Those little corners. Okay. Then, here. Okay. So, actually, it could go either way. I'm looking back. That's the quiet. This one, so I'm putting some at the top, and then, and I don't know. Oh, and then maybe I'll add some right here. Here we go. And I thought it was neat, just a little bit over the top of the little orb that we start with. This makes me think of graffiti. You know, I always think it's like the graffiti. You know, it's defacing other people's property, but it's like such beautiful artwork. No, and see, and doing one half, it's like it just makes it look puffy. So you can decide, you know, either maybe a little bit on the outer edges, or what I was mentioning was you know, if I pick an edge, so if I started, okay, the top, and then I could do the top here, and then I could do the top here, you know, and you could do it that way too, where you're just putting it on the same side of your line each time, or just have fun. It's kind of neat to start it a little distance away from the line, so it adds a little bit extra puffiness versus having it right smack on the line. And maybe don't do it all the way around. Like this, you'll say left a gap here, left a gap here, here, and it just adds to it. Versus, you know, if you do it all the way around, then it'll just look like something else. Oh, and I think on this, I'm adding. So to put them all just in a pile, turn this there. Okay. Then you could also you decide, well, where do I want to put one from here, or just put a little dot, start a place, and then if you want to butt it up against, then you can just reach into it there, like so, or or just close. And then you could just keep adding them. As you want to. And then in between, you could do a number of things. One is putting orbs in, because orbs are filling in. It's a nice kind of default thing to put in the little gaps that we create. Oh, wait. Let's see. Wait. Liking to do it this other way, but let's see. How am I gonna? It's gonna be what it is. I like having that. You kind of have to go in, and for some reason, I start going the wrong way. But it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. And I don't want to have them all emanating from that one. So let's do something sideways here. This one I added a little bit more to the spiral. That's kind of neat. This one was definitely a surprising one that for me it's just like that. It's like, oh nope, it could look okay. It's not quite on the the random-ish, but sort of. Okay, so that's going to be my key. If I start going where it's seemingly not right, I'm just going to keep going around until I get it in the right direction for myself. And now I was like, well, let's see if I can make it go the other direction. No, that's going to just tip the whole apple cart right over. We don't want to do that. Oh, maybe that's why I picked orange too, because I was saying Cheetos. I'll have to. Oh, I didn't do the little sides on this one. Maybe I'll have to color these in with orange or something. And it does help to have all of the lines and things connect. I'm going to try to do a really tiny one. Oh, okay. Ah! Cuteness. All right. Thank you, Rosita. You know, and fun too to play with the S shape. It doesn't have to be like a proper S shape. It can go, a little wonky. Mine have been long, but like here, I added in and I made it just be a little bit fatter from side to side. And I'm just going to add some orbs because I like to. Actually, you know what? Adding the orbs in kind of adds in some instant rounding because you can't really get the orbs into the crevices. So if you know you're going to add in orbs in the empty spaces, you wouldn't have to do rounding first if you didn't want to. Kind of the kill two birds with one stone type of thing. So, all right, in a couple of minutes here, we will have you open up your webcams so we can see all of the gorgeousness. And the nice thing too. Oh, okay, Zelda. Yeah, it really is a neat tangle, and I always like Thomas's work. It's always just a matter of confidence, I think, on my part. Can we do it? Of course we can. One stroke at a time. And the nice thing about adding orbs, I'm thinking, I might just, especially where I have these little guys, I might just fill it all the way in. Seemingly too busy with a little snack and orbs, but that's the nice option that we have when we do them. Oh, and I didn't even share. Oh, Donna, are you a newbie and you didn't tell us? Let me know if you need me to cover a something. You know, in some places you could just add one orb, which is kind of nice too, in these little areas. Or like I said, you could always just fill it all the way in. It's just up to you how you want to do it. Try the orb first. If you don't like it, then you can always fill it back in. Yeah, no, seriously, no, yeah. If there's if there's anything that I need to recover, you let me know. I am happy to do that. Okay, and oh, well, let's see. It's 5 minutes to. Well, maybe tonight. I think I might try the idea of putting the dots out first, because that is a neat idea to do. Oh, I'm just realizing too. Putting add another one with some shading. Yeah, you know, and sometimes because like this, I kind of have it just in little splotches, and not it's kind of wide, but I think it still ends up looking kind of neat. It just adds some depth wherever you end up putting the shading, and like I said, if you even want to, you might come back with some. Oh, some. I was thinking colored pencil, but this, at least since I did it on a Renaissance tile, we can do that. All right. So I am so anxious to see what everybody did. So if you want to open up the webcams, the big reveal. Oh, nice. Oh, these are excellent. Very, very cool. Oh no, Deb has a headache. Oh. Or is that? I hope it's not. I hope you're not having one. And I hope if you did that, I hope that the tangling worked. Oh, and some I'm only getting a dark screen. Gosh darn it. All right, keep them up. It looks like we might have to do 2 pages. Yep. All right. Okay, I will give a fair warning. I don't know why. Yeah, say Linda, Flissa, and Elizabeth. I wonder if do you have bandwidth issues, because I'm just seeing black. And I'll let everybody know. I'll let you know before I take the picture. So if your hand is falling asleep, don't worry about it. I will let you know before so that we can put it up. Oh. All right. All right. Okay. I'm gonna guess that this is everybody. So hold them steady, and then I will let you know. Okay. I got one. Oops. Hold on. Okay. Hold them steady. One more time. And then. Okay. All right. I think I got them all. So you can put them down. And if I missed, let me save this really quick. Then you can always either, if you're on our Facebook group, great. And that's who else we're missing today. We have no Alyssa present. Wait, I have to look at the chat. Make sure that she's slacking. I'm just kidding. Let me share my screen. I was gonna save this first though, so that way I don't make an oopsie. AM1, and then I will share in a second here. Okay. I got page 2 up first. Oh, okay, Deb. That's right. You had mentioned that you didn't know how much time you would have. You missed, yeah, because I said it looked like brains to me as well. All right, so here's page 2, and what I'll do is I will be combining this on both, but oh, okay, yeah, and maybe it's the poor connection is catching, because there was some, like I think the screens when I get it that they're black, it's a poor connection, and it likes to it'll shut the video down before booting you out, so or it'll falter there, I guess, and then. But how neat! And I like this that Sherry did, a giant one, and then these are like their, it's like snack soup, snack on the water. Oh, these are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And okay, let me go to the first one then. All right, yeah, and see, Linda, how. Oh, I can't wait to see what yours really looks like. Linda, I can see you see how it just gives me this weird outline, and oh, neat. Oh, nice. So here,
It cut off the bottom row on this first one you did. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, I just have to slide it. That's nice. So here, love that. And I snapped a picture. I'll see if I can get it fit in there. Awesome. But yeah, it looks like Linda did the variation or the tangulation, and so neat. Neat. Oh, and I like Rosemary. I see what you got started there. Nice and shiny looking already. Oh, yeah, these are fantastic. But yeah, if yeah, and also different. That's what's so fun, and that's what I like about that's what I like about what I'm doing. Right, is we're all tied in with the same tangle, but left up to our own devices to do the rest of it, and that's just fun. I'm putting in my email address in case you don't have it, my proper one, not a made up one like I did before. All right, Cloud, bye bye. And yeah, so if you're not on the Facebook community, you want to email it to me, and that way when I put together the recap, which last week's Foxy will be coming out today as well, then I have good quality pictures to put in there, because the screenshot's a screenshot. It's not going to be perfect. And Kelly, I like how you did the white aura around. Oh no, you aura'd and then did the white around that. That just makes it so neat. I tell you what, the toned paper is so much fun, just so you can add that extra white in there. But these are lovely. What a fun tangle. And like I said, it takes a smidge of thought, but once you get into it, then it's all right. So
I had a really tough time with the tangulation. The 4 squares that you did. That was the toughest one, but
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah, it is cool. Alyssa, we were just talking about you. I said, wait, where's Alyssa? Oh, yeah, dentist appointment, no fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, Christina, we'll see you on Tough Tuesday. I will get that posted as soon as I can after this. All right, bye, Sherry. And let me say goodbye to the recording.